경찰 조사를 막 마친 14살 소년 에이든 푸치. 실종 사건의 핵심 용의자로 조사를 받고 돌아가는 길에 친구인 트레이와 장난치는 영상을 스냅챗에 올렸죠.
It's in a cop car, guys. She's tripping, dude. It's so right on this. Oh my god. Damn, dude has like flashbangs and back there. In a cop car. Yep. Tristan, what's up, guys? Yep. Tristan, if you walk out the damn. When you see this in a month.
그리고 그가 찾는다는 그 아이는 바로 몇 시간 전 잔혹하게 살해당한 13살 소녀 트리스틴이었습니다. 그리고 촉법소년인 그에게 종신형을 선고하는 판사.
Guilty to the crime of first-degree murder, I adjudicate you guilty of the premeditated first-degree murder of Tristan Bailey. I sentence you to life in prison.
도대체 어떤 일이 있었던 것일까요? 처벌 실화냐? 2021년 5월 9일 미국 플로리다 세인트 존스 카운티 대부분의 가정에서 어머니의 날을 기념하던 이른 아침, 트리스틴의 여동생 소피아가 어머니를 위해 아침 식사를 준비하고 있었습니다. 하지만 함께 요리를 하기로 했던 트리스틴이 보이지 않았죠. 이상한 낌새를 느낀 가족은 그녀의 방으로 올라갔고 방문을 열자 그녀가 없다는 것을 확인했습니다. 어젯밤까지만 해도 같이 있었는데 쎄한 느낌을 받은 가족들은 재빨리 경찰에 실종 신고를 합니다. 실종된 인물은 13살 소녀 트리스틴 베일리. 학교에서 치어리더 활동을 하며 항상 밝았던 소녀였죠. 지역 전체로 수색 명령을 내린 경찰, 그리고 동네를 조깅하던 이웃 주민이 연못에 있던 시신을 발견합니다.
I finished my run and I walked around through the woods, just a last sweep. And when I came out of the fence at the southern end of the pond, I saw a dead girl there. As soon as I saw her, I stopped and called 911.
어머니의 날 아침, 그녀는 싸늘한 죽음으로 가족들에게 돌아갔습니다. 그런데 부검 결과는 끔찍했습니다. 총 114차례 칼에 찔려 있었기 때문입니다. 그중 49개는 명백한 방어운이었습니다. 실종 사건에서 살인 사건으로 변경되자 경찰은 수사를 더욱 더 강화했습니다. 그리고 마지막에 그녀와 함께 있었던 2명의 소년 트레이와 푸치를 조사하기 시작했습니다. 당시 상황에 대해 진술하는 푸치의 절친 트레이.
What all happened Saturday night?
Saturday night, Aiden came over around 8 after he got done hanging out with Sophie. So me and him were outside, and then I was like, Aiden, do you want Tristan to come over? And he was just like, I don't care, sure. So I called her, I invited her over. I told them to leave. They left, and then I just went back to sleep.
Do you know about what time Aiden and Tristan left?
Between 1 and 1:10.
Did they say anything about where they were going to go after they left?
I just told them to leave, and then rolled back over, and I heard the door open, and they both left.
What's the next thing that happened?
That night, he never texted me, never called me. Woke up around 9. I thought Aiden was home, Tristan was home. I called Aiden, and I was just like, what happened last night? He just said he dropped her off at the front of her neighborhood, and he went home. I was like, the cops are on the way to your house. I was just like, they were coming to talk to you. That's when I saw like a little bit of panic in his face, just a little bit.
그리고 푸치의 말도 들었죠.
Are you willing to kind of give me a statement about what's going on?
Yeah, so we're at Trey's house, and then I stayed there till probably like 1:50 a.m. And then I was really late to be home, so I just had to leave, or else my mom would like seriously just kill me.
그런데 잠시 후 경찰이 확보한 CCTV 영상 속 내용은 전혀 달랐습니다. 수상함을 느낀 경찰은 이 둘을 용의선상에 놓고 추가 신문을 위해 경찰차에 태웠습니다. 그런데 심각성을 전혀 몰랐는지 SNS에 이런 영상을 올립니다.
It's in a cop car, guys. She's tripping, dude. It's so right on this. Oh my god. Damn, dude has like flashbangs and back there. Tristan, what's up, guys? Tristan, if you walk out the damn. When you see this in a month.
그리고 푸치의 부모님을 소환해 서로 대화를 시키고.
You know they found this girl, right?
Where?
In our neighborhood, down our main street.
Is she good?
No, she's dead. This is very important. It's all on you right now.
What is my problem?
You were the last
one seen with her. So right now, it's facing you right now, son. So however you talk, you breathe, you think, then you respond.
This is very serious, Aiden. You can't act like I don't know.
What are you doing outside late at night?
I was at Trey's house hanging out with him.
Did you kiss or did anything with this girl?
Being honest as you can to
Kissed her.
yes.
Yeah, I kissed her.
Anything further?
Mm-hmm.
So your DNA's gonna be on her.
It's very
You
serious.
saw your shoes were off on the camera. Why were your shoes off?
Because my feet were hurting. And the shoes give me blisters.
We're gonna go home and get your clothes.
What clothes?
The clothes you're wearing.
There'd be nothing on those clothes, right?
Yes, sir.
This is no joke. This is your whole life. Your whole life. And don't forget to get wrong. Because the kids will help you.
Find your story, Miss Dayton. Think about every question he's gonna ask you. Before you answer it, you think about the answer again.
이를 지켜보는 경찰. 그런데 푸치의 엄마 스미스의 말에 이상한 점이 있었습니다. 뭔가를 알고 숨기고 있는 게 분명했죠. 경찰은 이 영상을 근거로 푸치가 용의자일 확률이 높다고 판단. 수색영장을 들고 그의 집을 수색하기 시작했습니다. 그리고 잠시 후 방과 욕실에서 증거가 발견됩니다. 배수구 속 혈흔과 피가 묻은 옷. 그런데 청바지는 젖어 있었습니다. 경찰은 증거를 지우려고 했던 흔적이라고 판단해 집에 있던 CCTV 영상을 확보했고 그것을 보는 순간 놀라고 말았습니다. 사건 당일 오전 푸치의 엄마는 집 위로 올라갔고 청소를 하려다가 우연하게 청바지를 발견했습니다. 그런데 이리저리 돌려보더니 피가 묻어있다는 것을 발견하고 아래층으로 내려가 바지를 손으로 문지르며 손세탁을 했죠. 그리고 집에 있던 다른 여성에게 이게 뭔지 물어보고 멘붕에 빠졌습니다. 그런데 움직이며 위를 보다가 이쪽을 찍고 있는 카메라를 발견하고 푸치 엄마에게 알려줍니다. 그 순간 멘붕에 빠진 듯한 모습을 보이는 스미스. 즉 푸치 엄마는 아들의 바지에 피가 묻은 것을 이미 알았던 것입니다. 이것은 다음 화면을 보면 짐작할 수 있죠. 경찰은 그를 2급 살인 혐의로 체포했고 재판이 시작되었습니다. 검사는 그의 동선과 CCTV 영상을 보여주며 그가 말했던 내용이 거짓임을 보여주었습니다.
Okay, and then just 1 minute later, same residence?
Yes.
Different camera?
Yes.
And what did you note of relevance in this video, if anything?
Starting from the bottom to top of Aiden, you can see he's wearing white Nike shoes with a black Nike swoosh. He's wearing blue jeans and a white t-shirt.
그리고 재판에서 충격적인 내용이 또 한 번 공개됐습니다.
You wore khakis or blue jeans?
Blue jeans.
You sure it's not on them? When we looked on the camera, you were wearing khakis, right?
푸치의 부모가 그가 살인을 했다는 것을 느꼈음에도 그를 감싸려고 했다는 점입니다. 역시 팔은 안으로 굽는 것일까요? 그리고 그의 평상시 심리 상태에 대해 전 여친의 진술이 공개됐죠.
Sometimes he would take his knife and pretend to stab me with it.
Did you ever hear Aiden discuss having a certain plan that he wanted to carry out? Did he ever discuss in detail, like, this is how I would do something, or this is what I want to do?
Yeah, he did. He said that he would just walk at night and find like a random person walking too and just drag them in the woods and stab them. He said I should expect it within the month.
And when was that he said this?
I think this month.
And what he told her was, I would walk around at night and I would find somebody else walking at night. I would drag them in the woods and I would stab them. And then I would pretend like I didn't do it so that I could keep killing people. Now, kind of, again, in a vacuum, that's a weird statement. That's a weird remark. But this isn't in a vacuum. When we examine that statement occurring close to when Tristan Bailey was murdered and how similar.
Did Aiden carry any personal items on him?
Aiden kept knives for protection.
그리고 그가 항상 소지하고 있던 칼이 현장에서 발견되었습니다. 특히 칼 끝에는 부러져 있었고 부러진 부분은 트리스틴의 머리 부분에서 발견되었습니다. 사안이 심각하다고 판단한 재판부는 청소년이 아닌 성인 재판으로 넘겨야 한다고 판단. 그를 2급 살인에서 1급 살인 혐의로 등급을 상향시켰습니다. 그리고 청소년인 것을 감안해 그가 재활 가능한지 전문가 의견을 들어보는 재판부.
The behavior is so unusual in this case for a 14-and-a-half-year-old. It's hard to know if immaturity played any role whatsoever. He's a really unique person, I would say, in a bad way. He's demonstrating some things that I think are extremely clinically concerning that we usually do not see in youth. His prognosis is poor for rehabilitation.
하지만 전문가는 가망에 없다고 단정지었습니다. 이런 재판이 진행됨에도 아무런 감정 동요가 없던 푸치. 그런데 그의 할머니 말에는 반응했습니다. 조용히 눈물을 훔쳤죠.
Is that the boy you knew?
He's not the boy that I knew. I don't know what happened. This is to the family for me. I just wanted to tell you, that I'm feeling very deep sadness for loss of your beautiful daughter, and I know the heartache you must be going through is just terrible. I know he has to be punished and for his actions, and I love him, and his family love him very much too. I just hope you consider that a little bit, and please don't take him out of our lives forever. I know that I'd die and not be able to spend time with him sometime before I go.
그리고 이어서 피해자 트리스틴의 가족이 최후의 발언을 하기 시작했습니다.
This jar now holds 114 stones, one for each of the 114 stab wounds.
Decided to overpower a 5'3" innocent 13-year-old girl. How much more of a coward could you possibly be?
Aiden Fucci, you betrayed us all. Your deplorable actions are unforgivable, and I will pray every day that you stay in prison for the rest of your life. Your Honor, Aiden Fucci took the very life that I brought into this world. Please do not for 1 second think that he could be rehabilitated at any point. He is beyond saving.
Everybody knows the saying that pictures are worth 1,000 words. I know you will never forget those photos. There were 114 stab wounds. 49 of those were defensive. She was fighting. There will be juveniles that will deserve a life sentence, and Aiden Fucci is one of those.
We can't go backwards in time. We can't undo the action. The only thing that we can do today is answer the question of a sentence. And that's whether Aiden would be sentenced to life in prison or 40 years. 40 years is not a light sentence. It is not an easy sentence.
판사는 여러 가지를 심사숙고하였고 마침내 피고인 푸치에 대해 종신형을 선고합니다.
H, the nature and extent of the defendant's prior criminal history. I, the effect, if any, of characteristics attributable to the defendant's youth on the defendant's judgment. And J, the possibility of rehabilitating the defendant. I have considered all of the evidence that has been presented for the... I'm going to skip factor E for just a moment and move to factor F, the extent of the defendant's participation in this offense. This court does find that the defendant was the sole participant in this offense. He was 100% responsible for this murder. There is no greater loss than the loss of one's own child. The nature and circumstances of her death have caused an even greater trauma on her loved ones. Her siblings, parents, and extended family members all provided compelling victim impact statements relating their personal struggles with coping with her death. It has caused them deep and emotional and mental health problems. They are no longer able to function as the family they once were. 114 stab wounds, 49 defensive wounds, 35 wounds to the head and neck, 29 to the back and shoulder, and 6 fatal wounds. This court has reviewed and seen more than its fair share of autopsy photos. The autopsy photos in this particular case were particularly difficult. The 49 defensive wounds indicate that Tristan Bailey was conscious, that she was aware, and that she was doing everything she could to fend off this attack. She suffered a painful, horrifying death from someone that she trusted. He lured her into a secluded place in the woods near his home, a person that she trusted, and he led her there under false pretenses. There was a heightened level of premeditation in this case. This court finds that the defendant's participation in this offense was not the result of immaturity or impetuosity. He understood the risks and consequences of his actions. He previously told his girlfriend that he was going to do this. That clearly shows that he had been planning it. What is also very troubling is that this crime had no motive. This was not done out of greed. It was not done in retaliation, retribution, or revenge. It was not a crime of passion. It was not a crime that was committed because he felt rejected by her. It was not done in a fit of uncontrollable anger. There was no reason. There was no purpose. It was done for no other reason than to satisfy this defendant's internal desire to feel what it was like to kill someone. It was committed in a cold, calculated, and premeditated manner without any pretense for moral or legal justification, and it was heinous, atrocious, and cruel. This factor and this factor alone makes this case and this defendant more than just unique. It is for this reason and all of the reasons previously stated that leads this court to the conclusion that there is only one appropriate sentence in this case. Mr. Fucci, if you and your attorneys would please rise. Counsel, is there any legal reason why this court cannot impose sentence at this time?
No, sir.
Mr. Fucci, having entered a plea of guilty to the crime of first-degree murder, I adjudicate you guilty of the premeditated first-degree murder of Tristan Bailey. I sentence you to life in prison. We are adjourned.
그리고 증거 인멸을 시도한 푸치의 엄마 스미스도 3급 중범죄로 기소되었습니다. 처벌 실하냐?